Hi, everyone. I'm Kristen Day. I'm one of the founders of HealthAI. My fellow founder is a radiologist. I am a recovering attorney, current data scientist, and AI engineer. So we are building smart medical imaging software, and we have been consulting with one of the largest radiology groups in the nation. And we found that they have some really big problems that they need to solve, and their current software isn't allowing them to solve these problems. So one of the big problems is there's a shortage of radiologists, which creates a need for greater efficiency in their reporting and their diagnoses. Radiology groups require customization even within the group. Like mammo radiologists might need something very different than an interventional radiologist. Also, ordering physicians, so the people who are actually requesting the work from the radiologist, they have different preferences. So an orthopedic surgeon, for example, is going to want to see different things at the top of their report than a general physician. And then finally, there are a lot of AI startups in medical imaging, but a lot of them have serious barriers to completing good AI models because of not having clean data or labeled data. So what we want to build is a software that will be intelligent, highly customizable and modifiable, has efficient reporting, efficient diagnoses, preferential tiered billing for some smaller scale hospitals and radiology groups, and provides clean and labeled data for medical research and AI companies. And we're going to do this using a human-in-the-loop system. So these are systems that are symbiotic. The tech learns from the humans who are using the system, and the humans benefit from the tech because the tech creates efficiencies. Also, we want to start with a platform that is built on a modular microservice architecture. And this is because, again, we wanted to have highly customizable platforms for different radiology groups and different groups within the radiology groups. We're going to do this using Python, Docker, and a container orchestration service, such as managed Kubernetes on AWS or Google Cloud. And then the radiology groups can utilize any add-on packages that fit their needs. So some of them might be very simple. Some of them might not want AI, in which case they could just have a base package that works very similarly to the software that's available today. If they wanted the add-on packages, we could customize that to any extent they felt necessary. And this also allows for quick and painless updates and modifications. So if there are any regulatory changes, we can quickly update the software to manage those changes. Again, I said customization is a big deal. This gives us a secondary market, so even outside of the software that we would be providing, we already provide consulting services and custom module design. So if a certain group needs something custom that we don't already provide, we can consult with them, figure out what to design, and create a custom module to fit their needs. And then finally, if any of you have heard me speak before, you'll know that I go crazy over clean data. Clean data is a really big deal in AI. So what we're being asked is to make these really beautiful sculptures or like solid marble countertops, and we're given marble gravel to make them with. Here, you've got marble, you should be able to make this, it's made out of marble. Well, it doesn't really work that way, right? Like, yeah, you can make a marble countertop out of gravel. They have like conglomerate countertops and things like that, but it doesn't have the same beauty and it doesn't have the same value. So what you really need to make what you're being asked to make are these large marble slabs that give you the ability to make beautiful sculptures. A lot of AI projects, even when they have lots of data, they can spend a ton of money having the data cleaned and labeled by professionals, and the project can still fail because the data lacks the sufficiency to solve the problem. And so when you're thinking about designing a system that's going to feed AI, you really have to make a lot of decisions in the front end so that you're capturing the data that you need, and you're doing it in a fashion to where it's clean and labeled. And again, the human-in-the-loop system allows automatic labeling of data for AI. So the current market right now, our biggest competitors are Clario and Primordial. Clario is the system that we are planning to replace. It's the current top tier. Right now, the market for that, there's about $1,500 a year per radiologist or person who creates a report. So techs can also create reports. If you run the numbers on that, that's $51 million annually just for the radiologists. And we want to replace that as our base model with a lot of add-on options and customization availability. These other numbers are how we get this emphasis on scale because they are based on volume. So this can be part of a universal platform that we can offer to smaller scale clients who normally wouldn't have the volume for the better pricing, but because they're combined with our other clients, they can get the preferential pricing. These are the AI companies in the space that are doing medical imaging. We consider these people partners and future customers. And these are just some numbers around how medical imaging markets and investing are working right now. So there's definitely a lot of room for this space, especially since only, over half of hospitals in 2018 weren't even looking at AI solutions. So as those hospitals start to change their mind, that market's going to grow. And I'll skip to the end.
Hey, great, thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, same thing. I'll help get field questions, and then as long as you can just repeat the question,
Sure. Yeah.
All right. Who wants to go? Well, actually, I can go. I got a couple of questions. So like, you already explained where you use Python in your stack. Apart from giving you their vote of confidence and saying you should be the one that goes to PyCon, how else can everybody here help you out?
Yeah, so one of the things I was actually talking to Calvin about before is I do use microservice modular development in my current job, but there are a lot of architectural decisions. So I love to talk with other members of the Python community about how they are architecting these systems to make sure that we have really efficient and performant architectures. So that's one. Also feedback on this because I've never pitched before, so.
Oh, you did great.
Yeah, thanks.
Good job. Yeah, seriously.
Thank you.
It's not easy. So great. No, seriously, great job. I didn't know that was the case.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, first, I like your slides. I mean, it was nice.
Thank you.
So, obviously, you're in the cloud environment, and we were just talking about the functionality and stuff. Because a lot of this is PHI stuff that you're going to have to deal with security, and that can tank your company real quickly if something goes bad. So, what are you doing with respect to that, and making sure that are you having somebody in to review because you don't have any money,
Yeah.
your startup, and
So I'm a former attorney.
but attorneys, that's just the legal side.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So yeah, we've got that pretty well covered. We have put a lot of my other founder is a radiologist. We put quite a bit of money into actually most of the money we put into this is for legal and cybersecurity review. We also looked into the different platforms. As far as we can tell, Google Cloud actually is HIPAA compliant right out of the box with most of their platforms. So that's kind of where we're leaning toward going. And we know that there are other issues, and they're actually under a lawsuit right now that we're looking to see how that goes. But we're pretty confident that's probably going to go on the side of.
Remember, there's a shared responsibility model.
Right, yeah.
Everybody has a shared responsibility.
Yes, yes.
On a related note, like what happens if your system does not diagnose cancer? Like, do you have liability?
Yeah, so it's a human. Yeah, huh? Oh, yeah, so he was saying what happens if the system misses like a cancer diagnosis, and will we be liable even though it's a human in the loop system? So the answer is you can be sued for anything at any time, right? Whether you're going to lose or not is another question. Because it's human in the loop, it does relieve us of a lot of that of those kinds of liability questions. We do have a responsibility to make sure that anyone using the system understands how to use it properly. It's kind of like self-driving cars. You're not supposed to fall asleep in them, but people do, right? Exactly, exactly. And a lot of that will have to do with, there are a lot of legal agreements that will have to go around with those as well. So yeah, there can be some. It's a lot less because it's human in the loop, and also that relieves a lot of the FDA approval requirements of other software in the space.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You in the back, sir?
Yeah, so...
Repeat the question.
Oh, sorry. So he said, what AI has already been implemented, and be very specific, which I can't be too specific with some of it, but I'll give you one example. And then Yeah. Sure. Yeah, no, we haven't started implementing any image recognition. There is AI, so we do some estimation of the work value units and workflow performance and things of that at the moment. And then we also have some NLP that's being implemented to predict certain paragraphs and insertions in the reports, the transcribed reports. We're trying to make it quicker, actually. Yeah, so the radiologists just need to fly through more cases. They have a larger workflow than they can handle, and they are having trouble finding new radiologists to bring on. So they're telling us even a 3 to 5% increase in efficiency will actually improve significantly. And I missed the second half of your question. Can you repeat it again? Oh, data validation. Sure. Yeah, there's still going to be some manual checking, definitely random spot checks and other validation measures that we would take manually.
We got time for like 2 more questions. Yeah, you first maybe? Yeah, you.
You said like 53% of whatever's were not looking into AI.
Uh-huh.
Is that because AI is not necessary, or is that because like they don't have the money to have a problem? What?
I'm not sure. There's actually a source slide after this one, and I'm happy to leave my shared slides with someone for you guys to access. But that source will be, let's see, I'm not sure which one of those it is, but it's one of those.
Nice. And then you.
So your primary goal is to improve productivity, but do you also want to improve accuracy of diagnosis, and do you have a strategy for that?
Yeah, that's a great question. So he's saying my primary goal is to increase efficiency, but is there a secondary goal to increase diagnoses accuracy? And definitely, in a lot of AI systems, you know, if you think about how a lot of AI systems learn, you're kind of learning as well as the average person who's using your system, right? And so you might think, okay, there are better radiologists and there are radiologists who are worse. And yes, that could be true. You try and throw out any bad data and keep the good data. But you also have to remember some reasons why overall an AI system can be better at diagnoses is because they haven't worked a 14-hour shift, or if they did, it doesn't matter. So AI never loses focus. AI never gets tired. AI never misses anything that you've told it to look for, right? So.
Can I just ask one off-the-record question?
Yeah.
Which is, where are you going to be obtaining your training data from?
So originally we're not. So we're actually going to launch the website without we're working very closely with the radiology group, and we're hoping to partner with them. So we're in talks with them on that now. They have a ton of data.
Sure.
So any initial AI that we include in the platform would come from them. And then also ongoing, you know, of course, we're setting it up to learn from the radiologists. But like I said, we really want to have a lot of the AI done by partner companies who are already in that space creating the AI models.
Cool.
And just plug them in.
Awesome. Great. Well, let's have a round of applause. Thank you.